Jackie strikes out. Jackie and Kirsten are good at pulling passenger trains. They are mixed traffic engines, which means they can pull both passenger cars and freight cars. Mr. Peister arrived. A goods train of shipping containers needs to be delivered to South Plofsburg today, he said. So the Amtrak locomotive buffered up and it set off with all its passengers. Jackie and Kirsten buffered up to their train. "We're ready to go," said Jackie. "You should get going," said Kirsten. And they set off into the countryside. Their train was long, but the two pair carried on. They were being really useful while their freight cars clattered along the track. All was going well until a truck carrying a house, an oversized load, got stuck on the tracks. Then the driver heard a train coming. It was Jackie and Kirsten pulling their train. The driver got out just in time. Jackie's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. Luckily, no one had been hurt, but the freight cars were derailed, and some of them had went into a field. Jackie had flipped onto her side, and then Wendy and Sherry arrived with a line of empty freight cars. "We can't get past these freight cars," huffed Wendy. "How am I supposed to move?" "I think you'll have to find a different route," said Jackie. "Then we should get going," said Wendy. "You're right," said Sherry. "We should." And they backed the train up. The next day, Sherry was shunting freight cars in the yard after the freight cars were delivered the day before. She shunted them into line, and 181 cars were being shunted into place. "Here I go," moaned Sherry. The train was very long, but Sherry puffed with all her might. Her horsepower groaned. Her engine roared. Her axles ached. But she kept on puffing. And then she began to go out of control when she went down a hill. "Oh no!" she cried. "I can't stop!" She was too light and the train was too heavy. She was heading right toward Vanessa. She was going very fast with her load. Vanessa was waiting at a crossing for cars to pass. And then Sherry was approaching. Her driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. No one was hurt or worse, but the freight cars were derailed, and Sherry was on her side covered in liquid cheese. Ew, this is gross. Sorry, Vanessa. Don't worry, puffed Vanessa. I'm sure you're gonna be fine. While Sherry was being repaired, Nilma was pulling her passenger train. This is the best work ever, Nilma said. Here comes the station I want, she said. She pulled in right on time. The cab car started to lead the way. And then she was making spectacular time. Her cab car pulled her in just in time. And then she steamed off. I'm making perfect time, Nilma said. Further up ahead, a car was stuck on the tracks, and Nilma was fast approaching. Oh no, she cried. Her driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. Oh no, cried Nilma, I'm burning! And then smoke and fire flew from her funnel in her exhaust. Oh no, she coughed. And then yellow. And then her firebox exploded from the car's gasoline. And then she was in a dark cloud. I have to get out of here, she coughed, and then smoke was going everywhere. Her driver called for help. And then there was smoke in the air. Mr. Picer arrived. The fire department can't get to Nilma, he said. You must save her. I'm on it, sir, Jackie said. And then when she saw Nilma, she was horrified. Oh my gosh, she said. You're in a big cloud. I'll get you out of there in no time, before the building explodes. She pulled Nilma clear of the blaze just in time. station exploded. Over in the yard, Mr. Peister was pleased. "Thank you so very much," he said. "You saved Nilma from getting hit by the explosion debris." "Oh, you're welcome, sir," said Jackie. But Nilma was all burned and destroyed. "Repaired soon," she said. While Nilma was being repaired, the other trains had to do her work. The cars on the road did their best, while the trains were doing their job on the tracks. Even though Nilma is out of commission temporarily, the other engines have to admit that no one can work harder than you can.